Hello, I'm Ryan Garish, founder of Master Casters and the inventor of this unique project. Originally, I invented this to help my grandfather out, get him back into fly fishing after he lost the mobility in the right-hand side of his body. Since then, it has progressed into an asset for any fly fisherman. This product has the ability to reinstate confidence in anybody wishing to take up or reacquaint themselves in the sport with a disability in one arm. A fisherman could always use an extra pair of hands or hand while fly fishing. Typically, one hand is used to hold the rod, while the other hand is used to maintain the reel or the line. Rather than provide an extra pair of hands, this apparatus allows a fly fisherman to hold their rod in an operable position without the use of hands. Let me give you a quick breakdown on the unique components that make up this new product. The rod holster comes attached to the body brace, which comfortably mounts against a user's torso. The rod holster allows anybody to keep their rod at an operable position at any desired angle. At the base is a spring-loaded butt receptacle that receives the end of the rod, and then once spun 180 degrees, forces the reel up into the reel lock guide here at the base. And when in place, all normal reel functions are possible. Here is the tensioner T-bar mounted to the bottom of the holster. This portion allows the fly fisherman to retrieve their line after it is cast out into the water. There are many ways to cast a fly rod. When limited to the use of one hand, I've always resorted to a certain method of casting. This is not the Main Street salute. This is where I hold my line in order to cast it, maintaining 2 fingers on either side to always grip the rod. In a clenched position, your line is not allowed to flow out. Only when you relax your finger, the line is allowed to advance outward. Okay, now we've got our fly out in the water. Lock and load your rod into the holster. The line tensioner T-bar allows a fisherman to manipulate their line with only the use of one hand. Insert your line into the tension bars. When retrieving line, only one side of the tension bars is required, which slightly squeeze on the line, allowing the fisherman to pull in line, meanwhile always having the line tight enough to set the hook if a fish strikes. Fly fishing lines have different diameters depending on preference and weight. The distance between the tension bars is adjustable to incorporate for this. Strip out a desired amount of line from your reel. If a stripping basket is required, there's plenty of room below the holster to facilitate one. A set of meshing cogs with teeth at angles 45 and 90 degrees are included in the patent but have not yet been engineered for my prototype. The meshing cogs are perpendicular at the base of the rod holster, which allow for an adjustable inclination on the rod. When tightened snug, the meshing cogs will not slip from their lock position. However, in a semi-tightened position, when the rotatable portion is twisted upward, the cog teeth at 45 degrees allow for the motion and the rod can be advanced right up to vertical. This comes in handy when attempting to land a fish with one hand. When the rotatable portion is twisted downward in a semi-tightened position, the angle of the cog teeth at 90 degrees prevent this motion. The lag bolt holding the rod holster to the body brace is reversible depending on what hand the fisherman prefers to use and what side he wants the adjustable nut on. When in place, the nut on the lag bolt controls how tight the teeth in the cogs will lock. When using a pontoon boat, the fisherman benefits by having the rod easily accessible and maintainable. When rowing in a pontoon boat, or any boat for that matter, 2 hands are required to hold the oars. With a setup like this, the fisherman is able to do any task that requires hands, and the rod remains in a strike-ready position at all times. Other options for rod holsters do not compare.